And boom, we are rolling. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Take a seat and get comfortable. Hope you're all having an absolutely magical, sparkly day today. Staying safe out there in this increasingly crazy, fucked up world we find ourselves in. It's great to see you all. So, on today's video, we're going to be checking out a band called Chestcrush, and we're going to be checking out their recent EP called Apechtheia. 100% sure I completely butchered that. I don't know what the word means, but this EP was released about 3 months ago via Gore Grinder. If you're not familiar with Gore Grinder, get familiar. It's not the Circle Pit. It's not Behead and the Traitor. It's not Slam Worldwide. It's not any of those types of channels. They do a lot of underground, nasty stuff that you wouldn't hear on a lot of gore grind, a lot of gore noise, a lot of straight slam, a lot of really brutal black metal, so on, and a lot of grindcore, you know, that type of stuff. So someone in the comment section said Apechtheia. I've murdered it. It is what it is. Derived from the ancient Greek verb, so on, something unreadable. Basically, it's a noun. And it is a feeling of extreme detest towards something, mostly used to emphasize that one dislikes something so much it fills them with hate. The word's translation in English would be detestment. Don't say that I don't ever teach you guys anything on this channel. So we're going to be checking that out. But first, let me give you a little history, because I've got some history of this band. So the date is the 7th of September 2021. I got an Instagram message, an Instagram DM, saying, "Hey dude, this is Evan from Chestcrush. I just found out about your channel. We release an album this July. You can check it out, Chestcrush Bandcamp. And if it's extreme metal in general, if you like it, here are 3 lyric videos. Hope you like it, blah, 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 so on and so forth." I responded with, "Hey man, I've actually already got you on my list to react to. You guys are very interesting sound. I think I'm going to react to Grudge." So, quite a small community. It's cool that they reached out to me and it discovered me, and I basically at the same time discovered them. So they released a track called Grudge on Slam Worldwide, all the way back on July 14th, 2021. The style is described as black and death, black and sludge, black and hardcore. More on that in a little bit. I reacted to it. I absolutely loved it. I loved how uncompromising it was. There was no hint of anything clean. There was no hint of anything core. It was just nasty and sludgy and slow and distressing and just and in my mind, absolutely wonderful. All of those kind of like normally negative descriptors are, you know, words of endearment when it comes to this type of music. I also did a little breakdown of the album that Grudge came off, and I'm going to murder this as well, but I'm pretty sure this is doesn't matter. I'll link it. It's a really fucking good album. I've been listening to it a lot to get ready to react to this new one. We're actually going to listen to a track off of it as well, just so I can kind of show you guys exactly, just kind of give you guys an idea for how blackened and uncompromising the music is that we're going to be getting into. So this track is called The Digester. It's the first track off that album, whose name I couldn't even say because I'm an idiot. We're just going to check that out now, and then we'll get on with our new shit. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing The Digester. So that should give you a bit of an indication of the tone and the kind of setting of the music that we're going to be checking out. You know, there's nothing core here. There's nothing kind of it's so okay. So the tag on that was the first track of that album is black metal, death grind, and sludge. Now to me, I would have called it. To me, this just sounds like black metal, but it sounds like very, very diverse, very kind of like a wide constellation of all the different things that black metal does. Those violins or cellos or whatever, I've never heard someone make such a beautiful instrument sound so horrible, just so rusty and just nasty and serrated and jagged and just really, really unpleasant. And the whole album's like that. And for me, the 90% of it sounds like black metal, but it's black metal that goes slow, that goes fast, that gets a little bit chunky, that sounds a little bit dissonant, and kind of like everything in between. And the vocals are absolutely fantastic as well. One of the problems that I have with black metal in general is that you'll get a vocalist that can do maybe two things, and then that's all he'll do. Like literally, that's it. This guy can do everything. He does grunts, he does kind of snarly style vocals, he does those really high pitched shrieks. He does kind of stuff that sounds not cleans, but kind of just like singing that's kind of just like powerful, low. I don't want to say singing because that doesn't fly in the black metal community. But it's just there's stuff there's high pitched, there's lower stuff, there's more chesty stuff, there's more stuff that sounds like doesn't really have much distortion on it. It's an amazing representation of just all the different things, different looks that black metal can give you. I'm not like an expert when it comes to sludge, but I didn't really hear too much sludge in there. I didn't hear too much death grind. There was some parts that were a little bit slower, a little bit heavier, but yeah, that's just some thoughts off the top of my head. Maybe someone in the comments or the band themselves are going to educate me and go, "No, you idiot! That actually is like that. That's straight sludge, and you just don't know enough about what you're talking about." But just off the top of my head, to me, it just sounded like a very, very varied. Whatever style you want to call it, the whole thing is blackened. It never gets nice. It never gets uplifting. It never gets symphonic. Nothing like that. It's just nasty and serrated and just horrible. Really, really nasty from start to finish. Absolutely loved it. I've listened to that album a bunch of times. So here's an interesting thing before we get on to the new album. So that one I was just talking about, that was 28 minutes and 55 seconds long, and it was 9 tracks. This one is 28 minutes and 29 seconds long, but it's only 3 songs. That's very interesting to me. I don't quite know what that's going to mean. Are we going to get one really long black metal song? Are we then going to get a death grind? Are we then going to get a sludge track at the end? I have absolutely no idea, but I really, really cannot wait to find out. Very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. Yeah, half the tracks, but the album actually goes on for the same runtime. Interesting stuff. I'm curious. I'm curious. I read a couple of the comments. And I think a post on Instagram from Chestcrush said we're trying some like new stuff here, but it's got all the same tags as their older stuff. So I don't know what to expect here. I would be shocked if there's any clean vocals or if it starts going djint. That would be truly shocking. I don't think that's going to happen. Place your bets, but I can't see that shit. I'm just going to go. I'm still here. Just big ass fridge. Pepsi, our sponsor. It's not. We don't have any sponsors. So, okie dokie. I've got my pen. I've got my paper. I'm ready to write down notes. Strap yourselves in because we're going to be here for a while. So, without further ado, Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Chestcrush. Apechtheia? That just sounds so wrong. Let's go. next track, Despiser. Plot twist. I fucking loved the shit out of that. That's the best they've sounded. I've got like 5 timestamps that I want to go back and different bits that I want to talk about with that one track. I think we're going to be here a while, so buckle up. That was fucking fantastic. That's the best these guys have sounded, and that's really saying something because I'm a big fan of these guys. Next track, The Despiser. This is fucking fantastic. This is so good. It's they've ah. I'm going to leave my talking for the end because I've got a feeling this is going to probably be one of the longer videos I've done because I've got a lot of notes here that I want to go back to, but this is the best they've sounded, without a doubt. They've really, really stepped it up here. I'm fucking loving the shit out of this. Okay, last track. Another 10 minutes to go, which is... I want more. Repression, final track. Let's go. think we're safe. It can't hurt you anymore. I think we're getting a long fade out. Yes, we're getting a long fade out. Ladies and gentlemen, Chestcrush, Let Me Murder It Again. Apechtheia. Thea. However you're supposed to say that. Okay. That was fucking awesome. Really, really fucking awesome. Let's get back to some of these timestamps. I don't know if we're going to do these all, because there's a lot. There's a lot of bits I want to highlight here. Okay. So, beside these timestamps, I've got groove sections, lows, the drumming, the riffs, various different sounds, intros, and in the Despiser, one of the very, very coolest, finest black metal sections I've heard for a very, very long time. There's a lot to get to here. Let's start 1 minute 30 into Misery, Decline, and Death. I just want to appreciate this groove, if you can call it that. Huge, hulking, imposing, slow, dripping in evil groove black metal section, whatever you want to call it. Just huge, monstrous, gargantuan, hulking. That riff was stomping, just like throwing cars and fucking children. Excuse me. Just anything in its way, it was just smashing through them like they weren't there. Just fantastic, absolutely fucking fantastic. Just and not just the vocals and the drums and the guitars, but just the mix is so fucking raw, but also not messy, like clear, as crystal clear as something that was intentionally made to sound raw can sound, if that makes sense. I know that was a little bit that was quite convoluted. I'm not really sure if that actually made any sense, but you could hear everything, but it wasn't overproduced. It was just produced. It was the right amount of produced. Absolutely fucking love it. There was so many good moments like this on this album. Now I want to go to some very, very impressive low vocals. These are just rough estimates of where these happen, so we might have to play a little bit, but that's no problem. so chesty and bellowy and powerful. No tunnels, no shrieks, just really, just powerful. Just so fucking good. I feel like my beard got about an inch longer through the half hour of listening to this. This is how powerful it was. There's a drum fill here specifically that I wanna get to as well. Let's just keep it playing because it's not too far away. Let's do that again. Fucking phenomenal drumming. Just very, 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 very technical. Very just I literally actually wrote on my bit of paper snare just to mention how fucking good the snare was throughout the whole album. I also wrote chants as well. The kind of the vocalization, which you kind of get this this vision of like guys in hoods in like a monastery chanting, that kind of vocalization. They used that a good couple of times through the through the album, which I thought was great. Just gave it a very kind of otherworldly vibe. It's just fantastic stuff. Right, there's a riff around 6 minutes and 10 that I want to highlight. I don't know. I don't have any more synonyms for big, massive, huge, hulking, gargantuan, but there was just a specific, I think it was just a combination of just how well played they were, how well they sat in the mix, how well they were recorded, but there was a real ominous, massive fucking feeling to this whole album that gave me goosebumps. I'm not joking. It gave me goosebumps, but it also kind of like made me kind of like go down in my chair a little bit, you know, like it just, the whole thing just sounded huge, massive. I'm just gonna keep saying it for emphasis. I enjoyed that so much. Right. So there was literally a bit that just says sound, which was about 8 minutes. In that first track that we listened to, that intro, I guess, track, what am I talking about? The Digester, where you've got the violins just sounding horrible. These guys do some very, 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 very interesting instrumental stuff that you just don't really hear, that I don't hear in my kind of daily going around. And I try and listen to Gore Grinder, Beheading the Traitor, Slam Worldwide, The Circle Pit, Transcending Obscurity for some straight death metal, black metal, Promotion 666 for some black, you know, just and everything in between. I listen to a lot of stuff, and these guys have just the stuff that they do with like just with actual just sounds really unique and really fucking unsettling as well, like just super unsettling. So let's see if we can find this. Should be coming up now. So you've got like the squealy, screechy feedback with whatever the fuck that sound was. That sounded just pure demonic. That sounded like something living in that sounded like something you would find under a fucking like sarcophagus or something. You know, with the feedback and the chanting over the top. So excuse me, so fucking good, so good, so unique, so unsettling. I'm so impressed. So we're actually just going to play a section here, which now this is coming from a guy that like hasn't listened to like, you know, all of the, I'm working my way through the kind of second wave, late 80s, early 90s like black metal, and I think that's basic. When people think black metal, they think of bands like, you know, Darkthrone and shit like that from that time. I'm still working my way through all of them, so I'm not like, you know, like a black belt when it comes to like, you know, black metal or anything like that. I'm not like a second degree whatever, you know. Haven't got my stripes on my belt, but from my perspective, the section that I'm about to play you is the coolest black metal section I've ever heard in my life. Just the tone, just the rhythm being slightly off, and just I'll play it. I need to respond to a text as well. I do apologize. It's very rude, but it's actually important. But I'll play it for you guys, and then I'll be as quick as I can. It goes on for about a minute. That little bit there with the kind of, I believe it's the open chord guitar work. That's also really cool, but it changes from one style of open chord to another. Please correct me if it's not an open chord, but it's so fucking good. Seriously fucking cool shit. Really, really fucking cool. There's one more section that I want to get to here, and then we'll get to final thoughts. 16 roundabout. So fucking good. There's one more I need to listen to again whilst I've got you guys here. Sorry, the Pepsi Max makes me gassy. I'm so fucking impressed. That is some of the most enjoyable black metal I've heard for a very, very long time, possibly ever. Actually, maybe that's slightly hyperbolic. Actually, no, it's my channel. I'll say whatever the fuck I want. That's the best black metal I've ever heard. Like straight up. In terms of and again, this is coming from a guy who hasn't listened to like a shit ton of like, you know, the older stuff. So I might be like, you know, I might be saying that just because I haven't like, you know, heard. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. But me personally, that's some of my favorite. That's some of my favorite black metal that I've heard. I listened to a lot of new releases on black metal worldwide. They do a range of different stuff. That's better than what we just heard. Better than all of that. Really, really fucking good. Like just catchy, unpredictable, nasty, lacerating, really heavy. And that last section we listened to as well, those were that was, I mean, again, nothing core, no metalcore, no deathcore, no even black and deathcore. Like there's none of that core shit here. And don't get me wrong, I love me some core music, but it's not the point. But some of those vocals towards the end, in that last section we heard there, they sounded like they could have been taken off of a black and deathcore song, which was quite interesting. Just keeping the vocals going, you know, keeping them. They were very, very powerful. I've said powerful about a million times, but that's the characteristic. You know, on Netflix, where they go like, you know, they describe a show, you know, quirky, funny, heartfelt and stuff like that. Well, one of the descriptors for this would be powerful. Just the whole thing was just really fucking beefy, being at the gym, you know. I'm really impressed. I'm really, really impressed. One thing that I was worried about to begin with was maybe the fact that it was only 3 songs was possibly just going to be a little bit of a gimmick, and they could have actually stretched out into like 8 songs, but they just wanted to, just present a bit of a gimmick basically. But no, those were legitimate songs. I thought it was just going to be 2 songs or 2 or 3 songs put together, and we're just going to call it Death. What was it? Death, Misery, Decline, and Death. Like maybe that was actually 3 songs, but they're just going to put them together and take out the full stops type thing. Do you know what I mean? Not the case. All the songs they were well. The first 2 were songs. We're gonna get to the. I'm saving my criticisms for the end. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Really, really fantastic stuff. Now, Repression, the final section. Didn't like it. Just gonna say straight up. It was too long. It was unsettling. It was like the soundtrack you would hear to someone who'd made like a really grim kind of like adventure RPG, and that's the music that you would listen to when you were walking around the kind of like, you know, dusty hellscape. You know, you're playing some game, you're the last survivor, and you're walking into, and then, you know, that's the kind of overworld music that we'd play when you're kind of like, you know, sifting through the rubble trying to find an elixir or something like that, and then the random battle would pop up. You know, that's the image that I got in my that's the image that I got in my head anyway. And of course my phone is blowing up now. So it was cool, but it was too long. It was too long for me. It wasn't interesting enough to warrant it lasting. Let me see what it started at 18 minutes, and so it was 10 minutes. It wasn't interesting enough, basically. It didn't really do that much. I was expecting it to go on for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then that'd be a long intro into like a final song. That's what I was hoping for. But 5 minutes in, 6 minutes in, 7 minutes in, and I was like, this isn't very interesting, basically. So it was a slightly anticlimactic end to a really, really marvelous EP, in my opinion. I don't think it ruined it. I hope I'm not pissing off the band when I say this, but I kind of thought that maybe you could have just shortened that, or maybe scattered some of those sounds throughout other songs, and maybe turned the other 2 songs into, like, if you wanted it to continue a little bit longer, instead of it being 2 songs at the beginning, maybe it could have been like 4, with those little minute-long interludes of all those sounds that you used in Repression. But I thought by itself, towards the end of it, it was boring. Basically, I'm sorry to say it, and I hope I'm not being disrespectful, but it was just my opinion. It didn't really need to be there. It didn't add anything, and it was kind of just after the first 5 minutes, when some of those sounds had stopped, and it was kind of just the ambience. It was about 5 minutes of just that, really, towards the end. And it was, it was cool, but 10 minutes of it, in my opinion, far too long. Just far too long. But apart from that, that was some of the finest black metal I've ever heard in my fucking life. I mean, it really, it sounded very much like Chestcrush as well. Like, it had the kind of patterns. You could pick out the vocals, the variety was there, there was a very, very similar production, very similar playing style, nice and diverse. There was fast sections, slow sections, really, really nice variety in the vocals, the drumming. I mean, I literally wrote down snare. Not only was the actual playing of it really, really fucking good, but the actual, how it sounded was also really, really good. I just don't, I really, apart from the last track, I don't have a bad word to say about that at all. Absolutely fucking loved it. I'm going to be jamming that a lot. And it's only got 3.2k views on Gore Grinder, which is a real shame, because I think there's a huge market for that. I think a lot of people would really, really appreciate that that album. So help me blow this video up, and hopefully we can get this out to some more people. I'm gonna send this to a buddy of mine who really, really likes very, very nasty black metal. I think he's gonna go a bundle on it. So, as per usual, links, just if you scroll down the video down below. Oh my god, what a mess this is. Let's start again. No, I'm just fucking with you. Below the video, you'll find links to the album we just heard, links to the social media, links to the social medias, links to the streaming sites, all that type of shit, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, blah, 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 all of that. Please, 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 with a massive cherry on top, click on every single one of those links. Follow them on YouTube, like the Gore Grinder video that we like the video on Gore Grinder. Subscribe to Gore Grinder as well, JK. If you like that type of stuff, you'll find a lot of stuff, but nothing as good as that, in my opinion. Consider buying some merchandise, buy a physical copy of the t-shirt, beanie, whatever they've got. Follow them on Instagram, leave them a comment for the algorithm. Just do whatever you can, because I know they've just released this, but I want to hear more, because I'm so fucking impressed by that. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, Chestcrush. I'm not going to murder the name of it again. It's in the description. You guys figure out how the fuck you're supposed to say it. I'm an idiot that sits around doing this all day. So I'm not going to murder it again. So Chestcrush, amazing album. Absolutely enjoyed the shit out of it, and I hope you guys appreciated it as well. Take it easy. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll catch you all later on. Peace.